I have no idea what's going on with my camera right now, why it's looking like this. So I'm gonna have to switch to my other camera. It looks like the lens is foggy, but it's not. I don't know what's going on. I think it's broke. We can turn that off now, nice and warm. Well, I don't know what happened to my other camera, but back to what I was trying to say. Catch can. This is just a cheap Amazon catch can, but it is all metal. I'll take it apart and show you. I'm surprised that this is just a $30 Amazon catch can. It's got like a little, I guess you would call that a baffle, and like some kind of little filter thing here. So really, really nice for $30. I'm not going to complain about it. And we'll see if that takes care of my issues with the intake being covered in like oily goop stuff. So, but unfortunately I won't be installing that today because I didn't get any hoses for it because I didn't know what size it was. But the main issue is with all this being covered in oil back here, these sensors get covered in oil and the car just runs like shit. So I cleaned it off. Hopefully it'll run all right. But I did find another issue down in here. The return line for the turbo, you can't really see it, but it goes down in there to the top of the upper oil pan. The way it is right now, there's a straight fitting coming straight up, and the way that it goes down there is it goes down and goes that way. So trying to go into a straight fitting that's sticking straight up sideways, there's a kink in it. So I have went onto the interwebs and I found this. This is exactly what I need. So the old one was just straight up and down. This one is a 45, and I'm hoping that will take care of my kink. So we got some new rubber hose here, and I bought this fire sleeve stuff from Design Engineering. It'll keep heat down on this hose. I'm surprised that these hoses work, but that's what I had on there before, and it's not melted off or anything. It's just got a kink in it, so we're gonna throw it back on there and send it. So I gotta take this turbo off. We might take it out for a rip if it don't get dark too late. It's 4:30 right now, so it'll get dark in an hour. I don't think I'll get it done by then. Well, that didn't take nearly as long as I thought. There's no shaft play, but I do see, I don't know if it's from my hands or what, but there's some stuff down in here. Could be from the intake too, I guess. But everything seems to look good. A little bit of oil on the inside of here, but not like a lot. Here's the problem though, right here. I think that's leaking too, but since I'm replacing this hose, I just went ahead and cut it off. This thing is hard as shit to get off anyways. If you take this off, you can't use it again because this gets so hot that the very end of this rubber hose that touches this metal fuses to this metal piece, so you have to cut it off anyways. So since I'm replacing it, I just went ahead and yeeted it off. So this ended up being too small to fit onto the hose. So we're just gonna rock the hose by itself. I wanted to put some heat wrap on there, but you know, this worked for a long time, so it'll be fine. As long as we get the kink out of the end of it, we'll be good. And I'm wearing gloves now because I don't want to get fingerprints all over this after I just cleaned it. It's still a little bit dirty, but I did clean it off a little bit. So ready to put it back in the car and then jack it up and hook the hose up from the bottom and replace that fitting. Took me a minute to line up all the V-band clamps, but I think they are lined up pretty good. Better than they were before. As you can see, I had an exhaust leak. Carson put it in last time, so you know. I started at this at 4:30. It is now just after 5, so it's not too bad. It's actually still daylight outside a little bit.
That's the problem that I'm trying to fix. Alright, the new one is in right there.
So now all I gotta do is make sure nothing is in front of the belts or anything so they don't get shredded. So that new one there goes down right beside the feed line, straight down, and then has a nice soft angle into the oil pan instead of trying to do a 90-degree turn into a straight fitting. So alright, so to end the video off, I got my friend Brandon here. I'm gonna give him a ride in the Genesis. Fastest car he's been in is a 2014 Maxima.
Yeah.
So
The thing's not even 300 horsepower.
it should be fun. I haven't ripped on it in a while, so I don't even know if it's gonna take it or not. I gotta get it warmed up first.